Welcome one and all to Wrestling Lockdown, here of course on the W3L network. And while we can't bring you live W3L events right now because we're still officially in lockdown, things haven't improved that much, but hopefully sooner rather than later. So while we can't bring you live stuff, we can continue to bring you content every single week here on the W3L network, and we do it for absolutely free. So we bring you Wrestling Lockdown every Sunday at 12 o'clock. This past week we saw the second episode of Emily Hayden's Ask Advice Speech section. We heard from Luke Aldridge in his brand new Untold Exile series. And Mike Musso debuted his long-awaited audio podcast, The Bitter Truth. And if you want to watch or listen to any of these, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button. One click is all it takes. Because in the case of The Bitter Truth, if you're not subscribed, you're not going to be able to hear it. You have to be a subscriber. One button click, that's all it takes. It doesn't cost you anything. You'll get access to all the amazing content we are bringing you every single week here on the W3L network. We've got the Fans Choice Show still to come. We're tantalising you with that. It's going to be well worth the wait. And a whole bunch more. So make sure you have subscribed and keep it tuned to the W3L network while we await the return of live W3L action. I want to quickly thank Crafty Connoisseur. They are sponsoring every live W3L event this year, just like they did last year, and they are still active right now. You can have their website, they've got various offers on, they will send stuff right to your door so you don't even have to leave the house. Check them out, tell them we said hello, and engage with the amazing Crafty Connoisseur. But I mentioned Mike Musso. He's going to be in action this week here on Lockdown. He's defending the heavyweight title against his most persistent challenger since he won the title back at Resolution last year. That challenger, of course, is the original Craig Stevens. And this is a big match for Stevens because W3L management have decreed this is going to be Craig Stevens' one last opportunity to get the heavyweight championship. It really is all or nothing for the original. We know that he has defeated Mike Musso on more than one occasion. We've seen it here on Wrestling Lockdown. But Musso's always managed to retain the title when it's been up for grabs. Will history repeat itself? Will Mike Musso walk away as a champion, or can Craig Stevens finally grasp the championship that he's been so desperate to get hold of? We will only find out in one way, and that's by going down to ringside for the heavyweight championship match.
Once again then folks, this is a contest for the W3L Heavyweight Championship. Coming from the corner to my right, he is the challenger in this contest. He is the original Craig Stevens. Defending W3L Heavyweight Champion, he is Mike Musso. This title contest will be decided by one fall, one submission, one knockout, or one disqualification.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Lockdown, and the Heavyweight Championship up for grabs. It's the defending champion, the merchandise, Mike Musso, taking on the challenge of the original Craig Stevens. Both men are no strangers to each other whatsoever, but this is a particularly big match for Stevens because management have decreed this is going to be his one last chance at a heavyweight championship opportunity. Whether that means just against Musso or forever, who can say? But currently, this is Stevens' last chance to get his hands on that title. Now, for as good as Stevens is, remember, former 7 Deadly Sins winner, and he is very, very good at what he does, he's never held a championship in W3L, which I think speaks more to the level of competition than it does to anything that Craig Stevens may or may not lack. And he has got the opportunity to defeat Musso here, end his championship reign, as both men get this using their power, jockey for position, and as Musso gets a slight edge, but Stevens turns it round. Again, these two men no strangers, they fought countless times here in the World Wide Wrestling elsewhere as well. The referee having a hard job of getting them to break, but finally they do. I think tensions will run high, so a lot of history between these two. Each has a victory over the other. Stevens has defeated Musso on a good few occasions. Never when there's been a title though. He's never managed to raise the championship, and I think it's because of that. I think when the title's in line, that makes Musso dig that a little bit deeper, gives him a little bit of extra edge, and of course he obviously has the champion's advantage going into a match, and as a consequence he's always retained the title when he has battled the original Craig Stevens. But this may be the night when it all changes. You never know. Musso taking control off the arm, taking control, like I say. Both we know each other very, very well. They have fought a whole bunch of times over the past 2 years or so in a whole variety of matches. Singles, tags, no hold barred matches, last man standing, you name it. And Stevens just dropping the boom on Mike Musso with that double axe handle. And Stevens, I think, choking him on the middle rope, needs to take advantage early and try and get this match over as quick as possible, because he knows if it goes long it may swing in Musso's favour. Stevens with that kick. We last saw him here in the middle of January, where he battled Roderick Jones in the Breakout Championship Tournament final as Musso. You see the couple of moments he was on the floor, and it was only moments, gave him enough time to recover, and he's teeing off with these forearms. Stevens and Musso fighting on the floor, we've seen that before. We've seen what Stevens can do with a ring post as well. Let's hope we don't get a repeat of that. Twice Musso's tasted those posts thanks to Stevens, going right round the ring. Because this is a normal match, it's not no disqualification, not a street fight or anything like that. So both of them have to be wary of the referee's count, because if Musso gets disqualified, he retains the title. So Stevens really needs to keep this within the rules as long as he can. Musso, everything's going his way, there's not a lot of space at ringside. Musso slides into the ring, and Stevens just taking some time to recover, having his face slapped into the ring apron. And Musso, not the prettiest sliding kick, but did the trick. Caught Craig Stevens, who has collapsed at the feet of the audience. Again, there's not much space, so he's landed on the legs there. Is Musso setting up for a Russian leg sweep perchance? You can hear Stevens. Now remember, he's catching the edge of that ring. That's the bit where the boards jut out. So you've got the metal frame, the wooden boards. That can really do him some damage for a man who likes to throw people around. That's no good for him. Oh, and he caught Musso. I'd expect to see a lot of this as Musso gets flung at the ring steps. They know each other, they know what the other can bring. So I'd expect to see a lot of counters here. Musso slammed face first at those wooden steps. And Stevens just yelling at the crowd. He needs to stay focused on Musso. You know that Stevens is willing to do whatever it takes. As he rolls the merchandise in and immediately goes for a cover. It doesn't wrap the match up as of yet. I mentioned before, it was the middle of January we last saw Craig Stevens taking on Roderick Jones. The finals of the Breakout Championship Tournament, something he wasn't even in, at least not initially. Of course, remember that Craig Stevens attacked KJ Nitro backstage. He was unable to compete, and Stevens basically inserted himself into what was going to be Nitro's match and got through to the finals. And it was Mike Musso's interference that helped Roderick Jones defeat Craig Stevens and become the new Breakout Champion. Stevens has not forgot that and has had his eye on Musso ever since. Musso just teeing off on him. We last saw Musso a couple of weeks ago taking on Bobby Roberts for the heavyweight title. This has become the hallmark of Mike Musso when he is heavyweight champion. Oh wait, knee lift and straight for a cover as well. That doesn't wrap it up though. Whenever Musso's got a title, he defends against anyone who wants a shot. He defines the phrase fighting champion. And so he's kept up a strong schedule, because we saw him battling James Scott on the Unlocked special. He's had this with Tim Strange as well. Craig Stevens knew what was coming. The blunt force trauma and just clubs Musso from behind, and again goes in for a cover, could end the match. It's one of the things you all notice about Craig Stevens, was for lots of pinfall attempts wherever possible to try and end the match. Often some wrestlers seem to take ages and rarely ever go for a pin, but Stevens will try and end the match as soon as he can. See, as I say it, then he goes for it again, trying to take him down. And of course it's do or die for Craig Stevens if he doesn't win this match to become the heavyweight champion. No more championship opportunities for him, management have said. He slams Musso, and again straight for the cover, which nets him a 2. I don't think he slammed him as well as he would have normally, but I believe that's because he was thrown back first into those sharp boards, catching the edge of the ring. Now choking the air out of Mike Musso, preventing it from getting into his lungs. Every engine needs fuel to keep going. Musso's a big engine, and if he can't breathe, he's going to really struggle. Craig Stevens making every single bit of that 5 count that he's got. Again, in with the cover. Musso's not going to be doing that fight, though. We've seen him defend this title in all of his 6 heavyweight championship reigns. Again, held the tag title 3 times as well. Musso's defending against everybody and gives us all in every single contest. Watch this, says Stevens as he charges in and got caught with the elbow. You've got to think that the entire W3L roster are watching as well, because one way or another somebody's walking out as champion, be it either Musso or Stevens. The merchandise on the middle turnbuckle. He's going to hit that clothesline. Yes, he does. And Musso clutching at his back, so taking some damage as you can see. Covers Stevens, so he's going to wrap this one up. The original getting a shoulder off the canvas. Who's going to be next to step up? One of these men will walk away as champion, but who's in the firing line? I know that Tim Strange is eyeing up a title shot. What about somebody like Luke Aldridge, Taylor Bride, and the very good Mr. UNG Mackey? There is a wealth of possible challenges for both men as the original gets dumped by the merchandise, who just took a moment too long, and all he got were knees. I've said already, they know each other so well. Cover here, and Musso kicked out, but with less authority than before. He got a shoulder up, but barely. Let's talk about the history of these two men. We saw them here on the show in October 2018. They battled each other, which I believe was the first time. And they fought a couple of times Fight for Life back in 2018 as well. Their rivalry continued all the way through to Remedy early on in last year. Stevens this time putting his forearm bone right across the face of Musso. That was March of last year. They battled right here on Wrestling Showdown, and we saw Craig Stevens defeat Mike Musso. But that itself does not tell the full story as he attempts to apply an abdominal stretch, a hard thing to apply on a man as big as Mike Musso, but Stevens is powerful enough to twist him in ways that are only going to contort Musso further. Well, the yoga that Musso does is not going to help him with this. So yeah, March, Wrestling Showdown last year. Craig Stevens rammed Musso head first into the ring post and gave him a concussion. Musso did try and fight through it. He wrestled Showdown a few weeks later, but you could tell he wasn't 100% at all. And so Craig Stevens gained the victory that way, and then battled a no-holds-barred match the following month. They met at 7 Deadly Sins in the opening round battle royal, and then in the quarter-finals, Stevens defeated Musso by countout. A short match, made so by the fact that Stevens once again ran Musso head first into the post as Musso hits that shoulder block. 2 concussions he's received from Craig Stevens, who has shown that he is willing to do whatever it takes to get the victory. As he gets flung at the far corner, then attacking KJ Nitro backstage just to take him out the Breakout Championship tournament. I mean, Stevens has really shown that there is nothing he won't do to try and get his hands on a championship. Stevens launched across the ring again. Musso charges in and squashes him in the corner. These turnbuckle pads provide little to no padding whatsoever. Mainly as if a decoration, really. If you hit that corner, you feel the metal hooks that hold the ropes in place, believe me. See Stevens stumbling, he can barely stand up. Musso, a couple of forearms. And a face buster. Stevens is reeling, but avoids the knee lift because he knew what was coming. And he back suplexes Musso. And again, look at this. Rolls him over, immediately goes in for the cover and pinned both arms down, but couldn't hold him down. That's the thing, they fought each other so often, he knew the knee lift was coming. And Stevens is strong enough to throw Musso about easily, and he did. No struggle with that back suplex. And he covered both arms to try and pin them down, but Musso still found a way out. Whoa, running power slam. Okay, Musso's a big man, but Stevens just drives him down, and we're about to have ourselves a brand new heavyweight. Wow, Mike Musso twisting his body. That wasn't kicking out, that was just moving his body to try and get a shoulder up, and he just about did. I think all the air has gone out of his lungs with that one. He met a last man standing match June of last year with a shot at the heavyweight championship at Resolution 13 in the offing. And of course on that night Mike Musso became heavyweight champion. It slides out the back, sends Stevens yet again in the corner, blunt force trauma. Stevens has tasted that, he's fallen to that before. And he just boots Musso and kicks him so hard even he overbalances. In for the cover. In those couple of seconds, if Stevens had stayed up, if he hadn't lost his balance, I firmly believe he would have pinned Musso. But he had to waste a couple of seconds regaining his balance, crawling over. And that was that. The 5-year anniversary special of Showdown, December of last year. Remember the triple threat match? Mike Musso, Craig Stevens and Nathan Reynolds. It was Reynolds who took the defeat in that one. But Craig Stevens has not forgotten it. Another opportunity out the window. And like I said before, Mike Musso a target for all because he's the heavyweight champion. He's battled Tim Strange a couple of times. They fought in a flag match not all that long ago, right here on Wrestling Lockdown. So as a consequence, there's so many people want a piece of Musso, want a piece of that heavyweight title. And if Stevens is the man to take it, there'll be a fresh batch of challengers lining up to face him. Like Craig Stevens going for a superplex. If you remember his match against Roderick Jones, the way he suplexed him from the ring apron into the ring was a thing of beauty. Stevens just gets knocked back into the ring. Musso, wow, gets drop kicked. What height Stevens got. Mike Musso took a moment too long, that's how much he worn down. Couldn't quite get up to the top turnbuckle in time. This has allowed the original to climb back up again. Is he going for a superplex? Will he do it? And somehow Mike Musso got that shoulder up. The superplex, you heard the noise it made, you saw Musso's body crash down heavily, but somehow he was able to kick out. That's what has made Mike Musso the backbone of W3L. What's made him the champion on 6 separate occasions is because he has such determination as his whole build begins to vibrate. Fans willing Musso on to gain the victory, to retain the title against his nemesis Craig Stevens. Again for Stevens, he's got it all to do. He's got all the skills, all the tools. Oh, butterfly DDT, one of his top moves. This is how he has beaten Mike Musso. And covers him. And a foot on the ropes. Craig Stevens with such a lackadaisical cover. He beat him in March of last year after he concussed him against the ring post. And I think Stevens figured it was over. Wasn't watching. Musso got those long legs on the ropes. And he grabs hold of Craig Stevens. Hold on, rolls him up. Wait, and puts his body weight on him. And he scores the pin. Mike Musso with a cradle defeats Craig Stevens. So Craig Stevens gets slightly overconfident. He takes his eyes off the ball, as they say. Mike Musso gets a foot on the ropes, and as Craig Stevens protests, Mike Musso rolls him up, cradles him, folds him in half, and gets the 3 count. He retains the title. Stevens chasing the referee to complain, but regardless, Stevens was beaten, and Mike Musso is still the W3L heavyweight champion.
A superb contest ends with Mike Musso pinning Craig Stevens' shoulders to the canvas. Yet again, Musso proves why he's such a great heavyweight champion. He has retained the title one more time. Who's going to be his next challenger? Who's going to step up to face him? There's a whole list of contenders. It's going to be interesting to see who's the next one to get that title opportunity. As for Craig Stevens, he's got every tool available to him, all the skills necessary, but he was just unable to make it count when he needed. What will Craig Stevens do next? Where does he go from here? It's going to be interesting to find out. Make sure you're subscribed to the W3L network, and you'll find out here on Wrestling Lockdown, of course, every Sunday at 12 o'clock. And that's not to mention all the other amazing programs we're bringing you. You can ask advice speech. Yeah, get advice from Emily Hayden. Message her on social media, ask her advice and stuff. Make it the more obscure the better. Let's give her a test, right? You can hear from Untold XL. Luke Aldridge tells his thoughts directly to you, the WTL fans. And of course, it's the bitter truth. Mike Musso shooting from the hip. Other places as well. And you have to be subscribed to be able to hear that. If you're not subscribed, you ain't getting it. So hit the subscribe button. Thank you again to Crafty Connoisseur. Their website's still active. You can go on there. They've got various offers on at the moment. They will send stuff right to your door, so you don't even have to leave the house. Show your support for them. If you want to show your support for WTL, as we can't bring you live events right now, why not get yourself a fan support package? They vary in price, and they come with such amazing things like signed posters, exclusive DVDs, get dirt cheap ringside tickets, and personalised video messages from a WTL star of your choice. You can get them, you can get our DVD range, you can even buy cool t-shirts like one I am sporting, all from our website there at W3LWrestling.com. Go there, make a purchase, and send it to the mailing list while you are at it. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us over on Instagram. As I said before, hit the subscribe button on this channel to never miss an episode of Lockdown or anything else we bring you. If you want to engage with us, use that hashtag. You might as well. We're all stuck indoors right now. So get in touch. Tell us what content you want to see here on the W3L network. And then come back here in 7 days' time, because yeah, it'll be Sunday again. And I'll bring you another amazing edition of Wrestling Lockdown right here on the W3L network.